Hello students, welcome to your computer class. So as in the previous class, we have discussed the concept of mail merge. So let us see once again and then we will start the exercises. So in mail merge we have seen that using mail merge we can write a personalized letter to many recipient, and by doing that, what are the steps we have seen? We have only to write a single invitation letter, and we have to create a address list. So here you can see the document which we have written. After that we have gone to the mailing tab. In the mailing tab we have the start mail merge button. Clear? So when you click that, here we have a option for clicking on the letter. So when you click that letter, after that we go to the select recipient. Clear? In the select recipient we create the new list. If you want to create a new list, or you have already existing some address list, so that also can be used. So here you have seen that we have created a new address list. In that we are having the different options like name of the person, title, then first name, last name, the address of that person, and the email address, the if you want to write the contact number. So all of that information can be included in these address list. Clear? And one by one we can enter it by clicking on the new entry. So this way we have created the recipient list, and after doing this all step we have clicked on the OK button. Clear? So here it is. When we have completed this address list, and then after writing this we can save this address list so that it can be used again in future if you want to use the same address list. So that is why we save that address list. So when you save that, it is saved at any of the place, any of the destination drive where you want to save it. Okay, so we have clicked on the save button. Then we click on the recipient list. If you want to edit the recipient list, if you want to sort them in a particular order, if you want to, after making this address list, if you want to select few of only persons who you want to send the invitation, so that can also be done. So if already it is, all the boxes are checked, so it means they are included. If you want to exclude someone, so you can uncheck that checkbox and that person will be removed for that particular invitation. Clear? Then we have the option for including the address block and the greeting line. So here we have the address block and greeting line buttons in the ribbon area. So using that we can choose the format of the address block and the invitation. So here you can see, for example, if you are writing for any professional mail, if it is business purpose, so for that you will use a professional approach. So for example, a proper salutation, Mr., then dear, or something like that. So that will be a format for that. So we can include those format. Or whether if you are writing any informal letter, if you are writing any invitation to your friend, clear? So that can be written by simply writing the person name. Clear? So this all can be chosen as the format in these greeting lines, and when you choose this greeting line at the address block, the same address block or the greeting line is represented in the document. Clear? After we are done using this greeting line and the address block, let us erase this line first. So then you can see the preview of the merge letter, means what exactly it will look like. So here when you click on the preview records, so here preview result, here it is the option for preview result, and then we can click on the previous and next button to see that how exactly that address block and the format is being displayed. So one by one all the persons who are in the address list, the all the personalized letters will be displayed to you. Clear? So this way we have seen. Then if you want to merge to a new document, so then we will click here that finish and merge when we are done with all these formatting and setting. So here we have the finish and merge button. So then we get this new dialog box where it is the option to merge record for all the recipient, then only current record, or if you want to include some numbers, for example if you have 20 persons in the mailing list and you want to write the mail to uh, persons who are from serial number 10 to 15. Clear? So if this type of selection is required, so here we are having a form. Clear? So here in this we will mention if we are sending this mail to few of those, so you will write the serial number of those. So 10 to 15, if you write such type of numbering, so the mail will be only generated, or the document will be generated only for those persons. Clear? So whatever is the requirement, you can choose from here and then click on the OK button. Clear? So these are all the steps for mail merge. So when you do this, all the pages will be created for all the persons. Clear? So this way we have seen that how the mail merge saves our time, and we can write the mail to various persons by simply writing a single page. Then we are now going to start the exercises. So I hope you have also tried to do few of the exercise question. Now let us try to do this. So first question is the tick the correct options. Clear? So in that, let us see the first one. So first question is the program which is used to create documents like letter, resume, etc. So which program we use to write letters and resume? We are reading this chapter about MS Word, so it is Word software. Then second one is the view that optimizes your document for easier reading. So which view is used for easier reading? Here notice on this word easier reading. So this easier reading can be done. We have seen various views, so the answer of this will be reading layout. Clear? We have seen that print layout is for viewing the document, that how it will appear when it is getting printed. Then outline view, we have seen that the main headings or the main portion of the document will be displayed to you in the outline view. But full screen layout is used for making the document visible in a easier reading mode. Clear? So the answer of this will be full screen reading layout. Then question number C, the button used to enlarge or reduce the display of the text is. Clear? So which button is used to enlarge or reduce the text size? What is the answer for this question? The answer will be, let us see one by one, zoom button, bold button and full screen button. So there is no bold button or full screen button, only we are having a button called as zoom button. Clear? So the answer will be zoom. Then question number D, save, undo and redo options. Save, undo and redo options are present on, so where are these buttons present? In the quick access toolbar. We have seen at the top we are having the frequently used icons, so that is called as quick access toolbar. Then question number E, macro function is available in, so we have to tell the tab. So macro function is available in the view tab. Clear? There is no developer tab, insert tab we have seen when you want to insert something. So the macro function is available in the view tab. Okay, so I hope you have written this. If you want to write it, so pause the video once, or you can wait a moment. I am waiting for you. Note it down, all the answers of these objective questions. Okay, so I hope you have written. Now next is filling the blanks question. Okay, so let us come to the other screen. I have written the answers for you. So here if I come in the previous page, so here we have written filling the blanks answers. So you can see here the first question is MS Word is a word blank program. So what is the answer of this? MS Word is a word processing program. Clear? What is the MS Word? MS Word is a word processing program. Why we say this as a word processing program? Because we do the word related operations in this software. We write the letters, we format it. Clear? we make it more presentable. Clear, we insert tables in that, we can insert images. Clear, so this all operations are related to the word activities, so that is why MS Word is called as word processing program. Clear, so the answer is processing. Next is, which view displays the web page preview of your document? Clear, so answer is web layout. It is about web page preview. So it means web page preview means we are talking about the web page related. So we have seen that out of the 5 layouts, the web layout gives you the preview of a web page. Clear, so the answer of this is web layout. Okay, then next is question number C. We can drag zoom button in blank to zoom in and drag zoom button in the blank to zoom out of the document. So we have seen that the zoom button is having a drag button. If I show you, let me see. Okay, wait a moment. So let me show you once again. Let it open. So we have seen this zoom button various times. So if I maximize this window, also here you can see at the bottom, so there are plus and minus, and this is the slider. So if I uh, move this to the left side, it means it is decreasing. Clear, so this is the zoom out option. When we are dragging it to the left, it is zoom out, the size is minimized, and when we drag it to the right side, it is increasing the zoom, that is zoom in. Clear, that is maximizing. So this is what the question is asking, that what is the direction to zoom in and zoom out. Clear, so what is the direction for zoom in? The direction for zoom in is right. When you drag the zoom button to the right, it is zooming in, and when you drag the zoom button in the left, it is zooming out. Zoom in means enlarging the size, and zoom out means decreasing the size. Clear, so I hope this is clear. We have to mention the direction, so we can drag zoom button in the right direction to zoom in and drag the zoom button in the left direction to zoom out of the document. I hope this is clear. Now question number D. Blank toolbar can be customized in the Word 2010 by changing its content. So which toolbar can be customized? Quick access toolbar. We have seen also that quick access toolbar we have customized. We have added more buttons in the quick access toolbar. Clear, so that can be customized. Customize means we can change, we can add few more buttons, we can remove few of these. So this is called as customization. Then question number E. Which macro function is available in which tab? So macro function is available in view tab. Okay, then question number F. If you want to see, let me show you that where is the macro button. We have seen also. So if I go to the view tab, here you can see this is the macro button. Clear, so this macro button is available in the view tab. Okay, now come again. Then question number F. You can open a blank by using Adobe Free Acrobat Reader. So which documents are opened by Adobe Acrobat Reader? The PDF document. Clear, so the answer of this is PDF document can be opened by using the Acrobat Reader. Clear, so we have also seen in the chapter as well that how we can save any document in the PDF format, and also one more format we have seen, that was XPS format. So for opening these PDF and XPS format, we need some certain softwares to open that. Okay, so I hope you have written. Wait I'm waiting for a moment so that you can write all the answers, or you can pause the video. You can click the screenshot of this if you want to note it down. So I hope now you have written it. Now let us come to the next question, that is true and false. So if I come here, the true and false question, question number 3. So first question here is, MS Word is used to create documents on the computer. So is it correct? We all know that MS Word is used for creating documents on the computer. So the answer is true. Clear? So you will write true. Then question number B. Status bar is the topmost bar that displays the name of the open document. So what it is saying, that it is status bar is the topmost bar and which displays the name of the document. So where is the status bar? Status bar is at the bottom. So no, status bar is not the topmost bar. So that is why it is false. So which bar is the topmost bar, which where the names are represented to us? That is called as title bar. Clear? So when you open the Word window, at the top where the name of the file is displayed, so that is the title bar. So status bar will be incorrect. So that is why this answer of this will be false. Clear? This is a wrong statement. Correct? Then question number C. You can open XPS files by using Acrobat Reader. So which software is used for opening XPS document? XPS documents can be viewed by using XPS Viewer. Clear? Then Acrobat Reader is used for which software? Acrobat Reader is used for the PDF software. That is why the answer of this question will be false. Clear? Here it is asking that XPS files can be opened using Acrobat Reader. So this is the incorrect statement. Why? Because XPS can't be opened by Acrobat Reader. PDF can be opened by Acrobat Reader. For XPS we need XPS Viewer. So that is why this answer is false. This statement is false. I hope you have written. Now question number D. Question number D is, Word offers 3 views that you can use to display your document. Is it correct? How many views we have seen? Web layout, outline view, page print preview or view. Clear? Then we have seen the full screen. Clear? So this way we have seen 5 views in the MS Word. So here it is talking about 3 views. So that is why this statement is also wrong. You will write false. Clear? Then question number E. You cannot save your document in the lower version of MS Word. Is it correct? No. We have also saved the document in the previous version. Suppose you are using MS Word 2010 and you want to save your Word file in which format? In 2003 format. So that we have done also in this explanation of the chapter. So that is why this statement is also false. Clear? So we can save our document. Here it is saying we cannot save. That is why this statement is false. Clear? Then question number F. That is, macro is a time saving feature. So is it correct? Yes. Macro we have seen. We have designed the macro. We have recorded and saved. We have also assigned a shortcut key for that. So yes, macro is a time saving feature. I hope you have written. So the answer of this is true. Okay, so note it down all the true false question. Pause it for a while. So many of you have already written it. I hope you are getting the answers correct. Now question number 4 is, answer the following questions. Okay, so let us try to do these. First is question number 4th A. Let us come to erase this screen once. Okay, so here we are with the question number 4th, question and answer. So question number 4th is, what are the functions of MS Word? So we all know, we have read in this chapter also, that what are the functions of MS Word. Let us try to find the answers. So if we come to the initial part of the chapter, okay, let me, so if we go to page number 30, I think, sorry, page number 20, let us see. Okay, so here in the initial part of the chapter, here these are the different functions of the MS Word. Clear? So this is page number 20. So we have to write some functions of the MS Word. So write few of the functions. So first you can write creating. Clear? So these are the names of the function. So write this as a heading, and then you can describe in a line about that. So here you can write that we can create a document by using MS Word. So at the place of you will write V. Okay, so make these changes according. So we create a document using MS Word, which involves developing the document by entering text or numbers, then inserting graphical images. Clear? Make the sentence short. Clear? So first we have written creating. So in that we have written we create a document which involves developing the document by entering text or numbers, inserting graphical images, etc. The next is editing. We have to write at least 3 or 4. So editing is, you can write like includes editing includes features like inserting, deleting, cut, copy and pasting items into a document. Clear? So this is the second point of the function of MS Word. Then C, and then the third answer is formatting. Clear? So formatting involves changing the appearance of a document. Clear? Which includes changing the font size or font style of the text. Clear? So by doing this, you can notice that we are only including few part of the paragraph, not the whole line. Clear? So formatting, we have seen that formatting is changing the appearance of the document and changing the font size of the text. Then one more we can see, that is printing. So in the printing you can write uh, printing is the process of sending a file to a printer to generate output on a medium such as paper. Clear? So this 4 points you can include, and in each of these the sentences you can make a sentence grammatically correct and it should be short. Clear? So this is the answer of 4th A, that what are the functions of MS Word. So I hope you have noted it down. You can pause the screen and complete the answer. Okay, now let us come to second question. So erase this and come to the second question, that is name and define different views available in the Word. So that also we have seen. Come again to the textbook. So if I come to page number 28, so here these are the different views of the document. Clear? So the answer is given here. The different views are here. The you can see print layout. In this it views sort, margins, letters and headers and footer. Then outline view, it shows the outline level in a document. Then web layout view, it displays the web page preview of your document. Clear? Then all these 5s are required to be written. So full screen layout view optimizes your document for easier reading. Then draft view, it shows the draft version of your document that without graphics. So we have to include all these 5 and this is the answer of which question? Fourth B. Clear? So I hope you have written. Fourth B, that what are the different views of the document. So we'll write the different views of the document. Point 1 print layout, point 2 outline view. So these are the 5 views of the document. I hope you have written. This is page number 28. Okay, so whenever you are writing this answer, pause the video so that you can first note it down. Then question number third, that is 4C. Let us erase this and come to third question, that is 4C. 4C is, what is the use of track change feature? 4C, here you can see what is the use of track change feature. So this answer is also in the book itself. Come to the textbook. Answer is on page number, let us try to find 36. So here you can see the track change feature. Answer is in the first paragraph. We can use, at the place of you will write we. Clear? We can use track change feature to track the editing and formatting changes made to our document. At the place of your, you will remove y and you will write r. Clear? So we can use track change feature to track the editing and formatting changes made to your document. This is important when more than one person works on a document in Word. In that case, we should, at the place of you will write again we. We should like to know which changes has been made to it, or without content, or which content is deleted, inserted or formatted. We have also seen, so this much is the answer. This is the answer of question number 4C. Clear? We already know what is the use of track change feature. Track change feature is used for tracking the changes when more than one user are working on a same document. Clear? So I hope we have covered this also, and you have seen how to use this track change feature. Okay, now write this answer, mark it in the book. Then question number D. Let us come to the, okay, erase this once. Question number D is, write a short note on zoom in and zoom out options. Okay, question number 4th D. So this is also in the book. If we come to page number 29. Clear? So here is the zoom in and zoom out. So you can note down. So on your screen, you can start from here. This answer is for question number 4th D, and page number is page number 29. So on our screen, at the place of your, you will write R. On our screen, we can, at the place of you, we are writing V. On your screen, we can enlarge or reduce the display of the text. We can increase the zoom settings to view an area of your document in more detail, or decrease the zoom setting to view more of our document at once. Clear? So we already know that what is the use of zoom in and zoom out. Zoom in means increasing the size of the text. Clear? And zoom out is decreasing the size of the text. The same is written here. Clear? So everywhere where it is written U, we will write V, and when it is written your, you will write R, O-U-R. Clear? So I hope you have written this. Pause the video wherever you are having the difficulty. So this is the answer of question number 4th D. Now let us see next question, that is fourth E. Which software programs are used to open PDF and XPS format files? Clear? Here is the question. Which softwares are used for PDF and XPS? The answer of this is also in the book. Let us see. It is on page number 27. So if it is page number 29, 27 will be above this. So PDF and XPS format, here is the answer. On page number 27, we can, at the place of you'll write, we can open a PDF file by using Adobe Free Acrobat Reader, and we can open XPS file by using Microsoft XPS Viewer. Clear? The answer is for question number 4th E. Okay, this is how, which softwares we can use to open PDF and XPS file. At the place of U, we are writing V. Okay, so note it down. This is the answer for question 4th E. Now come to the next question, that is 4th F. What is the use of macro feature? Okay, so let us find out what is the use of macro feature. So this is in the book on page number 40. Let us come to page number 40. Clear? So what is the use of macro feature? Here it is given in the paragraph itself. Okay, so macros are what is the use of macro feature? So here we can write from here that macros are ideal for, or you can write the whole paragraph also, we can write, yes. So macro saves our time by combining series of actions into a single command. Clear? Then macro is a series of commands that is recorded so that it can be played back or executed later. The first sentence and the last sentence. Clear? So what is the use of macro? Let me erase this once. The answer of this question is the first sentence, that macro saves our time by combining a series of actions into a single command. Then the last sentence here, that macro is a series of commands that is recorded so that it can be played back or executed later. So this answer is for question number 4th F. Clear? That what is macro and why it is used for. Then coming to the next question, let us erase this, and the next question is G, that what is the use of mail merge feature and how can it be useful? Let us see the answer of 4th G. If we come in the book again, the answer is on page number 43. Clear? Okay, so here it is. Okay, so this is also here, the mail merge, page number 43. You can write the first paragraph here, that you can use the mail merge feature to produce a personalized letter for each person on your mailing list, performing a mail merge. So this whole paragraph you can write. Okay, so this is the answer for mail merge. Question is 4th G. Clear? At the place of U, you will write V. We can use the mail merge feature wherever it is U. So this way we have completed the exercise. Okay, so try to complete all the question answers. Pause the video when you are noting it down so that you can easily write it. So let us meet in the next class with the another topic. Till then, try to complete these exercises in your notebook as well. Thank you.